So last
Thanks,
time
Zevia.
we started by fighting a gargoyle, and Vey found a clue on it that we didn't understand right away. Then we went through this like maze of rooms that where bolts were launching themselves from above and sides and everything at us. And then we found this big room with all sorts of different orbs, colored orbs in it. We followed the clues that we received from the initial poem and Vey's clue to enter one of the rooms where we found another gargoyle, where Vey put some gems in its hand and it crushed all the gems and then gave Vey a better gem, which we're not exactly sure what it is yet. And then from there, we took the path of we found a secret passageway, actually just hidden by an illusion, in back of the black orb. When we followed that and we came into some strange chapel. And from that chapel, in that chapel, we found a whole bunch of gold inside a couple of the pews, and the altar zapped a bunch of people with a lightning bolt. And then they just found out that we needed to, from the clue, that we needed to put a magical ring inside the slot, which we put Shen's ring in that slot, and it caused a secret door to open. And that's where we ended.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And to comment, I had actually, you guys hadn't had a rest in a while, so at the end of last session, I told you guys would have a long rest, and so I've told the combat tracker you've had that rest, and also, Vey, you actually figured out what that gem was as well. So that is a seeing gemstone, and I've actually got that on the. I think it's on. Is it on your character sheet, or I think it might be in the.
Neat.
Yeah, good to hear you too. You got your voice back.
Right.
So yeah, that item that you have, I think was showing as unidentified. Well, I don't see it on your character sheet. So let's see, it might be here in the party sheet, and it is not. So I'm going to go back and let's see. That was
mistakes were made.
Oh no, it's not a problem at all. I've already got it right here. Here it is. I'm putting it on your character sheet, and it should say gem now or something like that. Should have something unidentified. I'm trying to find it now.
Yeah, it puts it alphabetically.
Oh, there it is. It's diamond. Yeah, there it is. So it is it's a gem of seeing, and yeah, it's definitely a magical item, and it's that oval-shaped diamond, and it has 12 charges. And as an action, you can speak the gem's command word, whatever you choose, and it'll expend a charge. And then for the next 10 minutes, you have true sight out to 120 feet when you peer through the gem. So you did it once last week, so I kind of give you a clue of, and a freebie charge as well. So yeah, okay. You'll have 12 charges, and yeah, once you use all of the charges, the gem will be useless and will shatter into a billion pieces of dust. Thanks, Pilfer.
That's a lot of pieces.
That's a hell of a lot of pieces. But at least you got 12 charges and 12 minutes of true sight, which is the best type of vision you can have. You can see everything. All right. So there you go. You found out what that was. I gave everybody a long rest also. So you guys are good to go. And you guys are still in the chapel, as Dragonbait was saying. So I've shared the map with you guys. I'll share it again just in case. And yeah, you used your ring of water walking, I think, Shen. And you put that ring into the coin slot, and it opened up the door to the east where your token is at, and also where the pointer's at. So you guys actually have quite a few. You guys found the temple, But up north, back through that secret passage, there was another one of those orbs that you guys had found with another room that you guys never went into. And then you have on the western wall, you have where the corpse is on the floor. There is another one of those archways with a mysterious type of mist that is coming out. You can't see through the mist, but you can walk through. And it's kind of interesting because that body on the ground is actually pointing, for some reason, to that archway. Last time you guys, one of you touched the altar. I think it was it was Nothray. Nothray walked right up to it and touched it, and a lightning bolt exploded, went down the middle of the pews, the hallway between the pews, and now the altar is now glowing red instead of blue. And also, last time you found some loot, and you found a couple of traps that were on the pews, and you ended up finding 4,000 gold or so in the front pair of pews. So that's where you guys are at, and Vey is pretty much sitting in the throne, just kind of tapping her fingers on the armrest, just waiting for you guys to make a decision. She's saying, "Hurry up, peasants. Let's do something." So what do you guys want to do? You're nodding off. Drooling all over yourself.
You guys want to check? So what do you guys want to check out first? The secret passageway, the room way back where the passageway way back where we didn't go down, or the mist room?
Well, we're
The
here.
secret passageway that took my ring.
Yeah, we're here and short one ring, so might as well go through there.
So you want to try to find that ring again, huh? Well, the coin slot is in the wall, so I mean, I guess you break out your
flashlight. String around
flashlight.
it so I can pull it back out.
Well, if you
We
go
tried
ahead,
that
Dave.
with the string, and then it ripped it right off the string.
Yeah, you pulled the string out, and the string just was dangling with a slight gut, the draft of air inside of the temple. No ring was on the end of the string. Dope. And that kind of rhymed. And I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. Oh boy.
But you guys want me to scout it out, or do one of you want to take point?
Go ahead. You're light and nimble on your feet.
All right, before I go in, I'm going to cast a Spoon of Courage spell on everybody using a 3rd level and a 2nd level spell slot.
All right. Omi's
How
at
big is
work
this
too.
opening?
Wow.
How big was this opening?
The door opened up and it was a 10-foot wide, basically chunk of the wall that just slid to the side. You're talking about
Okay.
right here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. A chunk of the wall just slid right open after the ring was put into that little slot on the wall.
And then I'm going to go ahead and cast Long Strider on myself. And I think I'm going to cast Enhance Ability for Wisdom rolls on myself. Get all buffed up nice and good before I do this.
Only one of those is concentration, right?
Yep, just the Enhance Ability.
Burn those spell slots, baby. Well, I think one of those is a cantrip, so. So what do you think?
You bulked up a little bit, Omi.
Or what's that?
I think you bulked up a little bit. Your muscles got a little bit big.
He had
Just
the
for a
sweeties this
second.
morning.
Just for a second.
So I'm gonna checking for the wall, ceiling, floor, for traps, secret doors, every step of the way.
All right. Yeah, and I'll let you know if you find anything or
Did you
anything
put
like
Shed in there? instead of your character.
Oh, sorry, Bashan.
Being pushy? What's going on?
All right, I'll step into here after checking carefully, see what I see.
Sure. You step into the, and as the wall kind of slid open and, just slid to the side, there's actually a slight draft that's coming from the hall as well. And when you step through, Omi, you can see that there is a staircase that descends down, and with your vision and all that good stuff, you can see that it descends down about 20 feet, and then there's about another 10 foot or so before the hallway takes a turn to the right. And you can see that the hall continues. And it's, like I said, it's a 10-foot wide corridor, and so it's about a 15-foot ceiling. And there's 20 feet of stairs that are descending down, pretty much 20 feet. So it's a fairly sharp, descent before before you see floor again, and it hallway turns to your right, which would be heading back towards the west.
All right, I'll advance slowly down to here, one step at a time, being careful as I go. If I see anything, I'll stop before I get there.
Sure, you're being careful. Okay, so as you guys descend down the stairs, nothing happens. You guys peer around the corner, and about 30 feet down the hall, there is a stone door, and that is what lays in front of you. And it's been smooth sailing down this corridor that Shen sacrificed hugely to open up. And you guys make it all the way to the door. So you guys don't have any problems, don't find any pits or traps or anything like that. So you guys are good to go to the door. Too bad we don't have Darganoth, huh?
I'll go up and check the door as best I can.
Sure. You give it a once-over, a cursory glance, and it seems like it's not locked. It seems like you can just push it right open. You can give me an investigation check, anything that you'd like, but just by looking at it, I might be able to push this door open.
Because he's got bigger muscles now?
Yeah, he's bulked up.
Be careful of me.
Okay. Yep, looks good to me, guys.
Yeah, next time you do investigation for that, just put it in the tower. But yeah, you're like, yeah, let's do it. And you grab the handle and you're like, we're ready.
I'll wait for Vay to knock an arrow and everyone to get ready, and I'll slowly push the door open.
All right, I'm ready.
Sword is drawn.
All right. So Omi pushes the door open, and as the door swings open, you see another door in front of you, about another 20 feet away. Nothing else in the room. There's no mosaics, there's no painting, no scriptures, nothing carved into the walls of the ceiling or the floor. Just looks like a 20-foot rectangular room, and voila, there is another door ahead of you.
All right, I'm going to advance carefully. This looks like where we got shot before, so I'm like really watching the floors, walls, and ceiling carefully.
All right. So Omi, just as you are starting to walk into the room, you take that first step, as Nothray is right behind you. And as you take that first step, the floor gives away. And you just did not notice the weak floor. In fact, it looked great to you. And you took a step. A pit opens up below you. Basically a 10 by 10 foot pit. It opens up, and you need to give me a dexterity saving throw so you can try to catch yourself or hang on to the wall of the door before you fall.
Ah!
Yeah, so you're basically at the end of the pit as this thing opens up, and basically Nothray's to your left, and as you're kind of waving your hands in the air, catching yourself, Nothray puts his hand on your shoulder, basically preventing you from falling in, because he was so close. She was so close.
Watch the pit, Omi.
There's a pit trap here.
So yeah, basically that's about the size of the pit trap. It's pretty big. It takes up about half this rectangular room. And down at the bottom, you can see that there are these spikes that are sticking up out of the ground, and it's just covered. There's no way that you could have avoided hitting any of the spikes if you had fallen. And they're all covered with this black, slimy type of like jelly on it. So you're thinking, oh boy, I'm glad I didn't get punctured with those. Probably bad times.
Looks like poison spikes down at the bottom, guys.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely looks like poison spikes for sure.
I'm going to take a precaution just in case and take out one of my 4 vials of antidote potion and drink it.
Whoa. Going to give you some advantage, I think, right? It'll be on poison or acid or what? Poison, right? Yeah, I just seen you put in a effect. Yeah, good call. So yeah, you guys have a 10-foot hole in front of you. You can see the doors as the doors kind of collapse down on the side. You could probably use another spike or pitons or pitons, whatever you want to call them, and you could probably jam those into the floor to where they won't open up. Yes, Faye?
Is there anything across the pit that I could probably tie a rope?
Across the pit, as in like on the ceiling? No, there's really nothing. I mean, you could probably shoot an arrow, knock an arrow, and shoot it into the. Well, it is a stone door, another stone door, but.
Hey
Is there a
guys,
handle on it?
what about those pews? Let's go break a pew and make a plank.
Well, you could do that. That's a great idea. But like I was saying, the doors kind of collapse down into the pit, so you could basically take the trap doors, put them back up, and then jam pitons down in there. It'd probably take a couple of pitons, but then that would pretty much secure it to where you could walk across the floor.
Okay.
Yeah, I could fly across to have a broom.
Yeah, that too, Vay. Yeah, that broom of
So I was
flying's really
wondering if
coming in
there
handy,
was,
now, right?
Yeah, if there was anything I could tie a rope to on the other side.
Maybe the end of your broom.
Oh, no.
They could pull you down in. Well, how much weight can that broom hold? Is it 150 pounds or 300 pounds or something like that?
I'm not sure. Maybe it's.
I can walk across the walls if I examine the walls and make sure they're safe. I can walk across the walls.
Yeah, they look safe. You're like, yeah, those boots would do a fine job.
Yeah, it can hold 400 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be
I
good.
could ferry everyone across if they wanted, I suppose.
That sounds good. Yeah, Vay can ferry everybody across.
I'll check the other door then.
Sure, we'll get everybody across. Does everybody get ferried across by Vay? I'll just kind of move everybody's tokens over there, and Shen, we'll say that you're on the other side as well. So.
All right. Making sure nothing comes up out of the pit.
No, there's nothing slimy slithering around down there or nothing. Just about 24 spikes sticking up from the ground. These iron spikes covered with that black crap, sludge like a slime. And you check the next door, Omi Barton, and the same thing again. Another rectangular 20 by 10 foot room. And there, lo and behold, at the end of this corridor, guess what? There's another stone door.
This looks familiar. I'm gonna check the floor here.
I'm gonna stay on my broom.
Well,
Yeah, we should check the floor.
Yeah, just that's the thing, because I did a passive perception check for you, and yeah, you see it right off the bat. It looks like this floor is also going to fall in, basically.
Yep, another pit trap here, guys.
I'm giving him the second one for
Do you
free.
want to spring it or keep
They
it?
can't hear me talking.
I could put a few pythons in it. Keep
Yeah.
it from springing.
You could do that. Yeah, you
How
could
many
jam
pythons
them down
will
there
it-
too. So you could just take 2 off your sheet, and then everybody can walk across.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that.
All right. So everybody moves across, and there's another door. You look, and same thing, identical door, Omi Barton.
Okay, I'll check this door carefully too, because I got a bad feeling about this.
The first time you don't.
You got a bad feeling about it? Vay, you also notice as you kind of are looking around, because you're are you riding your broom? I bet you're probably riding your broom, aren't you? You're just kind of
Yeah,
putting
yeah.
around in this place, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
after that first pit, yeah.
As you're hovering hovering idle and neutral on your broom, I wonder if your broom's got like a gearbox, forward, reverse, like a joystick for. Oh, that's cool. I like that broom. So as you're hovering on your broomstick, you look over to your left, and you can see that there is some of the paneling that's kind of flaking off, sort of like what you had seen in the prior room, when you had seen the plaster kind of falling off, and back in the original hallway. And you can see to your left there is another secret door to your left. And Omi, the door in front of you doesn't look like it's trapped either.
Oh, hey guys. Possibly a door here. I'm gonna check it
door.
out.
Yeah, I'll go take a look with you.
Yeah, both of you kind of peel that plaster off, and yeah, there's a small crawl space. It's not a large door or anything, like you thought it may have been, but as you peel the plaster back, there's like a crawl space. This place loves crawl spaces.
It's terrible.
Yeah. So as you peeled away and you kind of push the panel to the side, it looks like it goes about 10 feet, Vay, and then all of a sudden it drops off. And then you kind of crawl over towards the edge, and you look down, and it looks like it drops down into like another hallway.
Alright guys, another hallway like this one.
You want to take one or see what's behind the door?
Well, there's a door right there, and we checked this door. Let's check that one too.
Okay. I'll open up this door after checking it thoroughly.
Okay, sure. I'm going to open up a little bit more of the map here to kind of just let you guys remember that there is the secret passage that's right there that Vay had found. So, Omi, as you open up the door that's in front of you, with, of course, an authorized holding onto your shoulders probably, you open it up, and there's about a 40-foot long corridor, and it looks like it moves to the right. Or it takes a right turn about 40 feet.
So we could go north or south from here.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, the hidden door may have been hidden for a reason. So I'd vote for the hidden door.
Yeah, I suspect it was probably a shortcut if it were hidden. and may bypass some of the.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm gonna go to the edge of whatever the.
Yeah,
Before
the
it drops
crawlway about 10 foot. Yeah, and then there's a drop down
down. Okay.
into another room.
All right. Before I step on the floor, I want to investigate that room as much as possible.
Sure. So you're just kind of hanging over the edge, kind of looking, listening to make sure
Yeah.
nothing is coming or anything like that. Sure.
Right on.
Yeah, you don't notice anything. It doesn't look like the floor is going to give away or anything like that. Looks like you would just drop right down. It's about a 10-foot drop, but of course, you have your flying broom. You can just basically just shuttle everybody down there without taking the 1d6 fall damage by just jumping over the cannonball and over the edge. So we'll go ahead and you get down there.
Okay.
And there's about once you get down there, Vay, it's about another 20 foot, and then it takes a right turn, which is going south.
To use a mirror, look around this corner.
Oh, breaking out your mirror to kind of peer around. It's another
Yeah.
long hallway. And this is all flat. Even though you're about 10 to 15 foot below where you basically drop down, this doesn't descend down any further. But I mean, obviously you are in a lower part of the dungeon. So yeah, as you use your mirror and you peer around the corner, it goes about another 40 feet, and then you see yet another stone door. Yeah, that's what you see.
All right, I'll go check. As I go, keep checking for traps and secret doors as I head on south here.
Okay, I'm gonna ride my broom down the hallway.
Yeah.
Papa,
Yeah.
does it sound like
Sorry,
one of the, watching the Jetsons? Does it sound like one of those little space cars that are floating around with the?
Yeah, it sounds like it's shooting space bubbles out the back.
You want to take a quick flyby, Vay, down there in case you see anything, and then I'll check everything out.
Yeah.
Okay. And let's hope there's no darts or anything. So
You're not getting pummeled by darts, if that's what you're asking. No, you don't get pummeled. No crossbow repeaters coming out of the ceiling or nothing like that. Not yet, anyways. Oh, did I say that?
All right. Well, I'm going to putter down to the door.
Okay.
I'll step off the broom when I get there. Investigate the door. Listen. Investigate.
Sure. Stick, thanks for the follow. You listen and give me a perception check, Vay, as you have your ear up to the stone door, trying to hear anything beyond it. That's not too bad. I'll tell you what, Vay. I'll give you this. You can hear. It sounds like more bubbles, like coming out of your flying broom. It sounds like boop, 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 boop. Sounds like something is boiling on the other side of the door.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
tastes
very,
like
very
boiling?
faint though. Yeah, it's very faint. Of course, you're listening through a several foot thick stone door. So yeah, but you had a really nice perception roll. So yeah, you can hear some bubbling beyond the door.
All right. So long as I don't enter any other people or things, animated objects, I think.
Yeah.
I'll let everyone else know what I hear.
All right, I'll come down and check out that door then, checking for traps
Sure.
carefully as I go.
Put that in a dice tower for me.
Oh, me or something for Vay.
Whoever's doing the checking of the door for traps.
Yeah, I was going to do that also. So, what do you want?
Sure. If you You can give me an investigation check, and let's see how your investigation check. All right, so you can do a +1 on your roll since Vey is assisting you successfully, Omi. In fact, you can do a +2 for the assist from Vey.
Okay. Thanks, Vey. I think it's both of us checking this is safer.
Nice. Doesn't look like it. You're like, yeah, let's go. And you push the door open, Omi, and then the door explodes in your face. No, I'm just kidding. No, you open up the door, Omi, and this is actually a rather large room. It's a very large, almost a perfect square, but it's more of a large rectangular room, which is about 50 feet wide and about 40 feet deep. And it looks like this is some type of funerary, or maybe some type of room that would be used to prepare the dead. Because as you look inside, the walls are just lined with shelves, and on these shelves are all kinds of rolls of what would be linen bandages, probably to make mummies. All kinds of jars. There's dust everywhere. It doesn't look like anybody has been in here in such a long time. There's also a large desk and stool that's on the northern wall. There's also some workbenches, 4 workbenches that also have tools and, basically mummy preparation stuff, books, more linen bandages, some odd tools. There's some clay pots and urns that are on the tables as well. And there are some other, and plus there's all kinds of like ointments and oils, perfumes and the like as you kind of look around and take a gander at a couple of the bottles as you open up those jars. And like I said, there's linen wrappers thrown all over the place, dried herbs. There's all kinds of bones, skulls littering the workbenches, and there's also 3 very large vats towards the middle or southern portion of the preparation room. And also you can see that there is, down here where I'm putting the green arrow, it looks like there's also a hall that also goes to the west out of this room. And I'll open up just a little bit more for you so you can see that there is a hall that is going west.
All right, it looks like some kind of workroom, guys, and there's a passage leading out here down on the west side. We want to look over this room and search it, see if we can find anything useful.
Yeah, I'd like to look and see if, using my medicine check, if there's any of these herbs or salves or ointments that still have any medicinal.
Sure. Yeah. Give me a medicine check, Shen, as you're looking. And like I said, the walls are just covered, and they're just full of, like these canopic jars with, clay jars, pottery with oils, and you guys are able to take the lids off. Nothing explodes. All kinds of oils and scented liquids and stuff. And as you are doing your investigation check, Shen, these could be used not only for preparing the dead and preserving them, in a mummied state, that some of these herbs would actually, if they were still good, would be able to be basically conjured into healing potions and stuff. But unfortunately, all of these herbs are just so old that they wouldn't be able to be used to create potions. But they would have at one time.
Also, I'm interested what Nothray and Shen's religious knowledge of this room, because I don't understand it.
Yeah, there's nothing that signifies any particular deity or god or anything. It just looks like a preparation room. There's no sign of any kind of like religious text or any kind of iconage or symbols or anything like that. Just a room of preparing the dead.
Guys, what's these vats for?
Yeah, there's 3 vats, and as you putter over to them, you can tell that as you're looking at them, they look very, very heavy, and it looks like as you're kind of looking, it looks like the vats are actually affixed to the floor, because you can see basically brackets holding them down. And each one of these vats, there's 3 of them. They're about 7 foot in diameter and about 5 feet high, and each one has a murky liquid. And the vat on the eastern is a sort of like a brownish type of liquid, a bronzes type of liquid, and these are really murky, so you can't see to the bottom of the vat. There's like a greenish in the middle, and then there is a bluish type of murky liquid on the western side, closest to where the hall kind of goes to the west. And like I said, on the table, on all of the 4 benches, there's bones and skulls and more wrappings and stuff. But that's basically where you hear that's what you heard the bubbling coming from was from the vats. But it doesn't seem like they throw off any kind of temperature or anything like that.
Well, I think this might be the first best room to try out my diamond.
Try out your what?
My diamond.
Oh,
My
yeah,
gem
your seeing gem, your true seeing gem, yeah. What's up, LMP?
Yes, I'm going to speak the word and obtain true sight, and I want to check out first these vats.
Sure.
Look down into the vats.
Yeah, you look down into the vats, and let's see, the vat on the right-hand side, which is sort of like that brownish type of sludge, you look down and you can actually see that there is the liquid is like quivering, you know what I mean? But towards the bottom, you can basically see through it, and you can see that there is a sort of like a part of what looks like maybe a key. And it's at the bottom of the vat.
Cool. And anything else in the others?
The middle vat, which is the greenish type of sludge, you can see through that sludge, and yeah, it looks like there's another part of a key that's in there as well.
That reminds me of the poem, guys.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. There's
These
lots
keys
of
and
parts
those
of
are
key.
most important of all. But beware of the trembling hands and what will maul. So if we reach for these keys, we might be mauled.
Take a tiny piece of debris and flip it into the vats and see what happens.
As you look at these keys, why don't you give me a really quick perception check also, Vay? And this is just for Vay because she's the one with the true seeing. And actually, that's just almost bare minimum of what I was looking for, Vay. So as you're looking at these 2 keys, you kind of keep going between, the vat on the right and the vat in the middle, and you're like, holy crap! It looks like these 2 pieces looks like they can be joined together to make one key.
Okay, what about the blue one?
The blue one, there's nothing in the bottom of that vat.
Okay. Quickly then, what of you guys with mage hands come over here and pick up one of those keys?
Okay, I'm going to cast Mage Hand to this one.
Okay.
I'm gonna guide him to it. A little to the left, a little to the right.
Okay.
Up, down.
So you're basically talking about the vat that you're right in front of, basically, right? Zero, where you take your hand.
The brown one.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll start with that one.
Okay. You take the mage hand and you just take it and push it right down into the sludge. And this is actually more of a. It seems like this liquid is a little bit more like thicker and more sludgy, I guess. I don't even know if sludgy is a word, but it's a really thick liquid. And as the mage hand basically almost descends down through the sludge, it basically just kind of poofs, and this is something that you've never seen before, Zero. Usually your hand will always kind of stay intact, but it just kind of disappears and just kind of ripples into thin air, and all of a sudden this brownish type of liquid, brownish yellowish, it starts to basically, as it bubbles, it starts to spurt out and starts to pop, and then it just overspills out of the vat and comes to life, basically. So why don't you guys roll initiative, because there is a huge jelly in front of you.
It's the blob.
Oh, shit.
It is a blob.
Hold on, y'all.
Now, David, before we even get started here, let's get past the obvious.
Sure.
I'm a ranger, and I know
Mhm.
lots about the creatures.
Mhm.
So do I know anything about handling this creature?
You can give me. In fact, I don't even think that you would need anything. I mean, even what is your primary? It's like forest, right, or something like that, or is it your
Yeah,
terrain?
yeah.
Your favorite
Yeah,
terrain
maybe
is
it was.
forest. I would say, yeah, you'll need to give me a roll for this, because this isn't a forest type of creature. So why don't you give me a roll? Give me one of your checks. It would be what, survival?
Okay.
Or no, yeah, I think it would be survival, wouldn't it? I think it involves survival. Yeah, all that you know is this could be, you're not sure if this is a gelatinous cube, but you know that this is definitely a slime. That's for sure, because you can see that these basically these mauling pseudopods, keyword mauling pseudopods, are basically coming to life. So yes, you know that this is definitely a slime. As for what type of slime, you know that there's a bunch of them, but with your check, I think it's the heat of the moment, and you just have become a little flustered as you're hovering on your Broomomatic 5000, your flying broom 5000. So yeah. So everybody's rolled initiative, and let's see this thing comes to life. And let me add a token to this. I thought I had already done that, but I did not. So here we are.
So professional.
I know. Okay. So here we are. It's a large creature. It spills over, and like I said, it's a large creature. So it's basically covering the entire kettle or cauldron. So let's see. It has the highest initiative, so it is going to go ahead and attack Zero. It's going to attack you, and it's going to attack. Let's see. It basically slams out with a pseudopod and tries to hit you. And it hits with a 16.
I'm going to cast shield on that one.
Okay. All right. And go ahead and put the condition on you, and then we'll re-roll we'll see if the attack will still hit, which it does not. Thankfully, it doesn't hit you. And then it also does another pseudopod attack at Vey. So Vey, you are the recipient of its second attack. And I've modified this to where it's a lot tougher. And it misses you as you just kind of pull your broom to the side, and it just misses you altogether. Very bad attack. So let's go on to Omi. You're up now.
Omi's going to look at the jelly there and say, "You look like something I put on my toast a few weeks ago." As I
Does that work on a jelly?
Yeah, it's psychic damage. It's unless it's immune to psychic damage.
We'll have to
that's
see.
pretty cool.
Ooh.
But it doesn't matter because
it doesn't. Yeah, it had a very nice wisdom saving throw. So it really just didn't understand what you said, and it looks like it is not affected. Anything else for you?
I'll say smite it, Nathray, as I give Nathray some bardic inspiration.